Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another Positive Spin. Today we're going to be talking about Halloween Resurrection, or Halloween 8. This has got to be most people's very last place in their Halloween ranking. I know there are a few people that like it, but most people consider this a complete disaster. Now, my relationship with this film is I saw it in the theaters when it came out. I actually liked it. I was probably the only person in the theaters. And unfortunately, something happened to me shortly after that, and I had to get a bone marrow transplant. I was diagnosed with cancer. So, when I was getting prepared to get my bone marrow transplant in Washington at the University of Washington, my wife came in one day, the day Halloween Resurrection came out on DVD, and brought me the DVD of that and the Crocodile Hunter Collision Course, I think is what it's called. And we watched it on the computer in UW. And I fell asleep on it because I was all medicated and all that kind of stuff. But I did like it. And then it kind of, I don't know, in time, it got to the point where it was my last place because there was some stuff that bothered me about the film. But I will honestly say, I don't hate this film, although it may be in the bottom half of my ranking. I think there is some positives about this film. So let's start a positive spin on Halloween Resurrection. Okay, I like the opening narration. I think that's pretty cool. I think that sets the tone for the film, even if the tone most people think is bad. I do think it sets the tone. I thought the explanation of Michael getting away was plausible. Now, of course, spoiler alert if you haven't seen H2O or Part 8, Michael apparently took a ambulance driver and crushed his larynx and dressed him up in the Michael Myers garb with the mask and all that and got away in the ambulance driver's outfit. So when Laurie cut Michael Myers' head off at the end of H2O, it wasn't really him. It was a father of three. I thought it was plausible. Everybody said, well, why didn't they just take off the mask? I think one of the things, I mean, of course, this can go either way, and I've thought about it that way, but, if you're in that big of an accident where the freaking van rolls down a hill and you end up being stuck to this tree and the van breaking your spine, you're probably not even going to know where you're at, much less to reach for a mask and take it off. That's just my take on it. So I thought it was plausible. I like the sequence when Laurie dies. It had a big effect on me. Now, this, of course, was the first time we see her die. In H2O, they just said she had died, and of course, in Part 4, they said she had died. But to actually see it, it was cool to see her set a trap for Michael, and then to actually see her die I thought was very sad. Kind of like it reminded me of Psycho a little bit, where you kill the main character very early in the film. But it also gives you a new place to go with the film. You don't have to worry about him going after Laurie. I like the patients, especially the one who was obsessed with serial killers. I thought he was pretty cool. The guy who was dressed in the clown mask, he was cool. I love the young cast. You have Katie Sackhoff. You have Thomas Ian Nicholas, I believe, the one from American Pie. Trying to think if there are any others. Of course, you have Buster Rhymes, and I was never really a big fan of his. Or Tyra Banks. Does she really serve a purpose in the film? She's another kill, I guess. Decker is my favorite character, especially since Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies of all time, and that, of course, was Harrison Ford's name, which is where he got it from, Rick Deckard. I love the cameraman kill, even though it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, you're not going to put a spike down on a camera, um, tripod because it's dangerous, but I just thought it was a cool kill. It was creative for me. I like the look of the house, even though this is not Michael's house. And there are so many things that you can nitpick and poke at as far as the house goes. I like the look of it. I thought it was pretty cool. The atmosphere was kind of drab and dreary, and everything looks trashed in the house, which is interesting. I love the costume party, especially with what Deckard is wearing. Of course, him and his friend went as the two guys from Pulp Fiction. I can't think of their names, Vincent and yeah, I can't think of the other guy's name for some reason. I'm having a brain fart. I like when Busta Rhymes and Michael face off because they're both dressed as Michael Myers, and this cracks me up every time. It's one of those things about the film that I kind of find priceless. When he's telling him, get out of here and go do, you're not supposed to be here, and he's like yelling at him, and Michael just kind of turns and walks away. I just thought that was hysterical. I still do. I like how Deckard is able to guide her way through the house in order to get her out. Um, this is probably going to be short because that's about all I can think of for a positive spin. Look, I like this film. I told Joe this, in the grand scheme of things, we get another Halloween movie with more kills from Michael Myers. I would rather have that than not have anything at all. So while it may not be the best film, it may not be everyone's favorite, at least we get another movie with Michael Myers in it. That's the way I like to look at things. I try to take the positive out of mostly everything. And that's been my positive spin on Halloween Resurrection. Don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin. And if you like what you see in here, please subscribe. Hit the like button. You know how it goes. And until next time, peace.